got a wider camera angle. I can do this now. Does it benefit anyone? No! I'm pretty sure everyone is sick of hearing me talk about toys coming to life, so let's watch a movie instead. How about this one? It's about toys coming to life and committing several war crimes.
There will be no mercy. All Gorgonite scum must die.
This show is insane! Released in 1998 and directed by Joe Dante, who was still writing off of the success of Gremlins at the time, it allowed him to get an all-star cast on board. It was also produced by a pretty new production company at the time, DreamWorks, who was known for ripping off Disney movies, with Ants released at a similar time as Bug's Life, Shrek, and whatever this Finding Nemo abomination was. It made sense that Toy Story got the same treatment. Small Soldiers starts with Globotech, a military armament manufacturer, purchasing a toy company.
Family. For the first time, you and yours will enjoy the same high-quality standards as demanded by the U.S. Defense Department at private sector prices. Globotech, turning swords into plowshares for you and your family.
Alright, step right up, step right up! Welcome to Lockheed Martin, or us. Would you like to buy our F-35 jet equipped with a state-of-the-art missile guidance system? Or how about our high-mobility artillery rocket system? Or maybe a nice Rubik's Cube for the kiddo? When you solve it, it explodes. Wait. Wait. If you don't like any of that, we sell streetwear now. This isn't a bit, they actually do. Lockheed's got the drip! Lead toy designers Larry and Irwin pitched the next big toy to the CEO of Globotech, which Irwin wants to create Gorgonites, a peaceful world of toys.
It's possible, and this way the kids can learn and do research and
Excuse
find
me,
out
did
about...
you say learn?
Learn, yeah?
Next.
However, Larry's pitch of military propaganda goes way better. Recruit them young, that's the real small soldiers, but the CEO has one tweak.
What if these toys actually could talk? What if they could walk? What if they could actually kick ass?
Nick Nitro.
I'm talking about toys that are so smart when kids play with them, they play back. Now these guys are soldiers, right? And what do soldiers need?
Hats?
Camouflage?
Miss Kegel?
Enemies, sir.
Enemies. See, these hideous, ugly freaks. These guys are the enemy, and our guys have to seek them out and vaporize them.
Larry gets to work on the toys and has maximum clearance for some reason, so he sticks experimental microchips in them. We cut to a small, peaceful town with the main character, Alan, working at his dad's toy store when the driver comes with a new shipment of the latest toys. Alan negotiates a deal to take a set of the figures, which was perfect timing because his love interest Chrissy walks in with her younger brother to get him a birthday present.
Gorgonite, you are a hideous freak. You will be vaporized. Civilian, declare your allegiance.
Ow! Hey, cool!
He's got a whole woodworking shop in
I
back.
know what I want! The soldier! I want the soldier!
Ah, yes! That's the toy I want! The one that tries to kill unarmed civilians. Geneva Convention? More like the Geneva Checklist, and that's what we'll be playing today. They have to make it down the entire list. It's Canada's national game alongside hockey and lacrosse. Also, who plays lacrosse? We invented basketball! Why isn't it that? We learn that Christy has a boyfriend with a bike. That means he's cool. Archer escapes Chip Hazard by stowing away in Alan's backpack as he rides home. And we learn that Archer isn't a fighter, he just wants to go home to Gorgon, but Chip Hazard has different plans.
All right, ladies, now listen, and listen good. Our mission, destroy the Gorgonite enemy, defeat him. Yes, sir. There will be no mercy.
Genocide. His plans are genocide. Another war crime.
Get him! Jump on him! I stick it in while the clock! Let's rush him! Let's kick some Gorgonite butt!
Where are you anyway?
Alan and Archer return to the store to find it trashed, along with Troglodon ripped to shreds, which is another war crime. To any person who has put down their arms, you're not allowed to commit violence to life and person, in particular murder of all kinds, mutilation, cruel treatment, and torture. which that definitely was. Christy comes to pick up the toy but finds out the shop is destroyed, so she helps clean up the store, but unfortunately the dad still finds out because of a broken mast. He tries to fix it, but the commandos took his tools to make makeshift weapons, and this is my favorite part of the movie. It's so much fun to see all of the different weapons that they make. It's also a war crime, but hey, war crimes can be fun! The commandos go after Archer hiding in Alan's backpack.
Uh-oh.
New bottom surgery just dropped. A little too much off the bottom. Also, why are the toys programmed to feel pain? Was that necessary for a children's toy? Kids are destructive. I don't know if you've met one before. They're a little short, so they're kind of hard to see, but they break things all the time. Imagine if every time little Timmy dropped a stuffed bear, it'd scream in pain? Not a good thing. Alan files a complaint with the company, and Irwin interrupts a meeting to ask Larry what happened.
They were designed for the Department of Defense. You put munitions chips in toys?
After discovering that the chips were made by the Department of Defense, they go down to confront the head scientist.
Imagine a microchip, sophisticated enough to control the guidance systems of ballistic missiles. Imagine it can be used to instantly upgrade any system that it's plugged into, like a smart drug for machines. Then, imagine it can learn.
What are you talking about? Artificial intelligence?
No, actual intelligence.
That's terrifying. Imagine if they just programmed ChatGPT into a nuke. Write me a haiku about destroying a continent. Maple leaves ablaze. Canada's beauty shattered. Chaos reigns supreme. Cool, now do it! Meanwhile, the commandos lure out Archer where they torture him for information on the location of the Gorgonites. War crimes! The American way! Straight out of Guantanamo Bay! Thankfully, Alan comes in to save the day.
Oh, yeah?
Surrender or die!
Again, why can they feel pain? This has horrifying implications. Did the toy designers program it in? Or is it a byproduct of having artificial intelligence? Can ChatGPT get embarrassed every time it has to answer a dumb question? Because I would lose faith in humanity too if I had to be in that situation. Parents accuse Alan of destroying the house while Alan tries to explain that the toys are alive. Thankfully, Archer can be there to corroborate his story.
Archer, back me up here. Say something.
No? We have to fill up a 90-minute runtime? Okay. Nick Nitro dies and Chip vows to kill the child. Alan and Archer go back to the toy store to search for the other Gorgonites. They discover the Gorgonites in the dumpster where Troglodon is put together and looks so cool. I really wanted this toy as a kid, and they did make one, but it was called Frankenstein, which is just rude name calling, especially because Archer gives them that name. With the Gorgonites reunited, the writers fill up the runtime with quirky one-liners.
Oh, like that? Talk about hampering your career.
And references and childhood romance.
Anyway, what I mean is, officially, I'm going out with Brad.
Well, what about unofficially? Or superficially?
Well, there is this one guy, but he's kind of a smart aleck and a bit of a troublemaker.
Well, I'm sure he'd be willing to give it all up for you.
The commandos plan to break into Chrissy's house to kidnap her, which is another war crime.
Chemical warfare.
Is also a war crime. The commandos drug Chrissy's parents and then go after her brother.
Commandos! Attack! Pile on the kid!
And this is another war crime because children aren't supposed to be part of war, but I'm not going to count this one because it's funny. Your Honor, you don't get it. It's not a war crime because I did it for the bit. It's just a prank, bro. See, his sister doesn't even care. Now I'm going to warn you that this next scene is weird. Like, I would put a trigger warning on it if I knew what to call it, but I don't, so I'm just going to play it. The commandos find Christie's Barbie collection, and then using Nick Nitro's computer chip, they do this with them.
It's alive! It's alive!
Hi there. Cannon Fodder Gwendy reporting for duty, sir.
What even is this scene? This has to be a war crime. I don't know what war crime it is, but it has to be one. What's worse is they exist in Barbie Land. Margot Robbie is having sleepovers with this. They kidnap Christy and Alan comes up with a plan to break in and save her by creating a Trojan horse and sneaking in the back door. Christy has some much needed bloodlust to get out because I'd want to kill one of these abominations too. And then they escape on a scooter. But the soldiers build bikes out of parts from their garage and chase after them. Which again is a war crime because you're not allowed to pillage from civilians. But I think they have bigger fish to fry because they're trying to kill civilians with telephone poles. Christy jumps a ditch and all the toys crash into it and die in a fire. Great, the video's over. I'm glad. We can finish up. It was a weird movie, especially at the end, but it's done. No? Chip Hazard survives because we have to fill up the runtime? Okay. He finds a toy truck filled with commandos and he creates an army that suspiciously doesn't have any other Chip Hazards in it. We know they exist, so he must have killed them all. Christy's parents think Alan kidnapped her, but Larry and Irwin find the house and explain everything. The army then shows up to their door and Christy's dad doesn't want to fight, so he tries to surrender but is shot at. Another war crime, because he can't take no quarters.
Regard estimates Gorgonites gun strength at 16!
16? Where'd they get 16 from?
7 Gorgonites and 9 people.
Another war crime, because you can't just say that civilians are part of an army. And another war crime, not to anyone on the show, but to me specifically, because they start playing Spice Girls during important plot points, and I can't play any of it because I'll get copyright striked, so I guess I'm gonna have to sing over top. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I really, really want to sing and say, there was no actual important plot points during this. I just really wanted to sing Spice Girls.
We gotta find a way to stop these guys before my wife gets tennis elbow.
Hey, you know what might work? An electromagnetic pulse, because that would fry the chip.
There's a power pole back there with a couple of huge transformers on it. Could we use those to create a big enough electromagnetic whatever?
Yeah. We could get them to explode.
Yeah, that would fry the chip for sure.
You could connect the transformers together.
You just need to put something metal between the transformers to complete the circuit.
You get a nice power boost right up until they overload and blow up.
Alan goes to climb the telephone pole, which is great parenting. Let's let the 16-year-old kid do the extremely dangerous activity instead of any of the adults. But the commandos start attacking, so Archer has to give the Gorgonites a heroic speech to fight.
Drink!
Hey, let's have a round and around and around and around of applause for Archer, emissary of the Gorgonites. You're up.
We're nothing alike. You are programmed to lose. I'm also programmed to learn. Too bad you never learned to win. School's out, loser. Hiya! Victory is ours!
Have I got a shock for you? You stupid toy!
Now, I'm not one to require a cheesy one-liner, but a dishonorable discharge joke was right there. Now that the fight's over, we can end the video! No, the fight's not over. We have to bring back those weird Barbies for an unneeded lawnmower scene. Why didn't they start with this if it was so effective? The EMP blast goes off and finally kills all of the toys. The next day, the CEO of Globotech shows up to pay everyone off.
Give me that. What were we charging for these things?
$79.95.
Tell you what, add a few zeros to the end of that number, get in touch with our military division. I know some rebels in South America who are gonna find these toys very entertaining.
And this is why I was counting the war crimes, because the takeaway is they want to start using these toys in battle. And like, yeah, I guess you can't sentence a toy to the Hague, but it's only because we haven't needed to until now. Anyway, we find the Gorgonites are safe hiding under a satellite dish, and Alan gifts them a boat so they can search for Gorgon. When really, isn't the real Gorgon the friends we made along the way? And that takes us to the end of this movie. I forgot how weird it was. That Barbie scene scarred me. It went on for a really long time. I cut it down a lot. But also, this movie somehow stayed in the cultural zeitgeist for a weirdly long time. It had multiple video games. There was a Burger King campaign where they gave out toys, and the toys had to include a disclaimer that was like, well, the toys are suitable for children, the movie isn't, because it was a PG-13 rated movie, specifically because of the chemical warfare scene. They also tried to do a reboot, but it got canceled when Disney bought out Fox, which I could see a reboot for. This would be a lot of fun. You have like Kirsten Dunst's character being a war journalist, documenting all of the war crimes that they commit. You could have a lot of opportunities. Finally, I want to mention Small Soldiers, The War for Necron. It's a spiritual successor. It's not created by Disney or anything, so they had to change up the names to like Necronites instead of Gorgonites. We'll see if they can get away with it or if they get sent with a cease and desist. I'd like to see it come out. It looks like fun. But congratulations for making it to the end of the video. I hope we all learned something. Not how to commit war crimes, but like something positive. Tell me what you learned in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, do all that good stuff. Bye.